Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Shitty Car Mods. Actually, if you're watching this within the first couple days after it comes out, my car right now, this second, is being worked on. Hopefully not to become a candidate for this subreddit, but we'll be getting some stickers on it and some carbon fiber parts and some wheels in satin black. It should be real nice when I get it back, at least for me. I hope so. Should be pretty cool. And there will be a video eventually up on the Vlogs and Stuff channel once it's done. So feel free to keep that in mind and check it out once it's there. YouTube.com/Jordan Mayer and shameless self-promotion, just like the Kane merch for the next week and a half or so. Represent.com/Captain Sparkles if you want that. We got to get all that shameless self-promo out of the way before we start with number 19. I never thought I would actually see one. Wow. That might be a bigger wing than I've got on the GT3 RS. Actually, probably similar sized wing itself, but those supports are wild. They look a bit like handles that you would have on like a, what are the things that you, when you're climbing, you stick inside the rock in order to, you know, keep yourself alive and on the mountain? Well, you squeeze them and then you put it in and then you let it go and it like, shoot, it's not crampon. That's like the ice thing. I don't know. But anyway, it kind of looks like those. And it also has the bumper delete, so it better have a twin turbo kit, just like all those Lambos that delete their bumpers. I don't like the look. I'm sorry. When I see Lambos have their bumper deleted, I'm like, you didn't need to do that. You could have turbos inside. You didn't have to have guts hanging out, all right? It looks like a terrible wound. Cover it up. Is that a Ferrari F40? What in the... Wow, that's like, it almost looks like an AutoZam, but it's obviously a Yamaha. It's a bone stock YM Mobile Mates AMI. YM Mobile Mates AMI, a branch of the Yamaha Motor Company, announced to produce the AMI with a Ferrari F40 inspired design. This is amazing. This should go on Spotted. There's another subreddit called Spotted where people just post images of cool cars that they see. But also, like, this must be just rare as heck. Okay, like, what? This is a real thing. This isn't some kit. This is an actual car that was made by a Yamaha subsidiary. Wow. I'm more fascinated than anything. Dude, there's part of me that wants to figure out how to get an AutoZam. AutoZam AZ1. It's like this tiny little mini car, and it has doors that open up. These are the doors of a billionaire, okay? And they're minuscule, but they look really sporty. Anyway, a part of me wants to get that. I don't know, it's kind of awesome now, I think. That's pretty sweet. Nicki Minaj in car form. Wow, that's a heck of a donk. I actually, like, took a second to try to figure out if that was a real Rolls-Royce Dawn or not. But it's not. They honestly did a good job at emulating the look of a Dawn. I'll give them that. Especially, is that like an automatic retractable soft top there? Because that mechanism is pretty difficult to make. It's probably not. It's probably just a fixed piece. But that is quite a donk right there. I assume a Chrysler 300 starting point, and they went ham on that. Imagine the jigsaw cuts that they had to do to get those fenders to where they needed to be to fit those wheels. I'm sure the gas mileage is pretty stellar, having to move mountains around in wheel form. Vixen was impounded for doing 190 kilometers an hour on Highway 401 near Toronto. What's it say? Hello, my name is Vixen. Don't even try it. What do you not want someone to try? Nice Captain America shield in there as well. I mean, maybe you're just trying to be a superhero and you gotta go fast in order to get to the crime scene and fight the crime, and you're just trying to be a good model citizen, except for the Sharpie art on the car, which doesn't quite look too great right there. The thing that's most disappointing is, like, this, it's actually a nice car. It's something that you would expect to see maybe on a 20-year-old car with a bit of rust happening on it, the paint's chipping away. Not on like a nice new Mercedes CLA. Why did you just Sharpie that thing? Maybe it's probably a lease, and they're like, I don't care. Dealership will deal with it at the end. Touch them where they poop. I'm kind of just at a loss on why you would put that anywhere. that people can see in public, like car, side of a building, tattoo, piece of clothing. I just don't know why you'd want to, be associated with that set of words in that order anywhere that someone could see you. How do you, like, there's no way that you ever have passengers, right? Because I can't be seen exiting a vehicle that says that on the back. No matter what I do or did at any point in life, that's just not something I would be able to exit out of. Like, man. I advise against that personally. If you're looking for a set of words to tattoo on your car, you could use those words, but in like different order. Like, poop where they touch them. All right? And that just means that, like, they go poop where someone guides them to, like, they touch the toilet and then like, oh, that's where I go poop. Like, it works there. You just reverse the words, and then then you just confuse people instead of being like, oh, that's not, all right. Honey, who shrunk my R8? When you wanted an R8, but your mom bought you a TT instead. They did a good job on that. I mean, honestly, the TT, or I should say the TT came out before the R8, so the R8 is really, it does look just like a TT. It's bigger, and it's made to look cooler and more sporty, but hey, you give it they really did it well. A for effort on that one. It does look like a miniature R8, and it's an Audi, so it's not going to be as fast. The proportions are a little bit off, but that's about as close you're going to get as a starting point to make something look like an R8 is another Audi TT that it's kind of based off of, probably. So, or is it a sheathy boat mod? Yeah, I don't think this is going on land, so probably more of a boat mod. The question I have is this at the front or the back of the boat? Because if it's at the front, why would you have the rear of the car pointing towards the front of the boat? If it's at the back, I get it, because then it's like you're looking forward, except it doesn't look like the windshield is far enough, like, up above what's in front to be able to see anything. So I don't know if you'll actually be able to steer from there. I don't really know how boats work. All right, and like, is the cab, is it functional? Because it would be kind of cool to have the boat steering rigged up to a car steering wheel, and then I'm sure you have to have a bunch of other controls and stuff, but it'd be kind of cool. You use a wheel in a boat, and then you have like the throttle thing, which I don't know. Maybe you probably couldn't do that on a gas pedal. You'd have to actually have the throttle thing, but it's, yeah, huh. I just want to know if it's functional. Remember Pearl Harbor. To hell with a Limon. Why? Remember Pearl Harbor. I can't. All right, if you're like trying to commemorate something, cause people to think about it, how are you gonna not know how to spell the things that you are so staunchly trying to advocate for? Like, that's almost, isn't that kind of disrespectful? Wouldn't it be better to say nothing at all than try to be like, remember it and also not spell it correctly? It doesn't even, Harbor? It doesn't sound like that. Harbor. Why? This hurts me on so many levels. And look at the parking job. God dang it. Everything is wrong with this photo. I was so distracted, I didn't even notice the diagonal over the line, like, And you're even next to the shopping cart thing. You could go over here. You could go like more in that direction. You just risk getting your car hit by a shopping cart. And then you have something else to be angry about on your thing. It's spelled wrong. That's how we upgrade cars in Russia. Literal snow tires. In the winter, all you have to do is give your summer tires a nice coat of snow. And then snow is very grippy on itself. So it's scientifically proven that works very well. I wonder how long that spoiler would stay intact. Probably until like the first little imperfection in the road, but that'd be pretty sweet. If you could, oh man. But what if you're in a place that's so cold that, it's a front engine car, so that should stay relatively cool at the back, and you could almost like, you could make it out of ice. And I wonder how long you could get the thing to last. That would be such a cool challenge for the Grand Tour, would be to be in a place where it's completely frozen over and you can add extra styling to your car, like using ice, some kind of ice mold. And then they have to see how long they can drive before it falls apart. That would actually be pretty sick if possible. Speakers installed into the back seats. There's something about this that I don't think is particularly legal. I mean, if you're gonna do that, why not just like get rid of the back seats? Don't have them exist. You're gonna have like more than one friend with you, and they're gonna get into the back seat and just immediately be like, right, so this hurts, and also I'm being vibrated on like two fronts by the bumps in the road and by the subwoofers that are on me. And then in an accident, if you get rear-ended, you like get out of the car and you're like, oh, it feels really heavy in my back. Oh, I got a couple of subwoofers that are actually just stuck in me. They came out of the seats and now they're lodged into my back. This is fun. Mater is all alone today. It does look like Mater. So, I don't know. It seems like they did a good job with this one. I don't know what the issue is here. I'd be pretty stoked to see that. I mean, as long as it's not actually completely rusting to the point where it's falling apart and a hazard to people's health. But otherwise, looks pretty good. People don't think things be like it be, but it do. People don't think it be like it be, but it do. It's really not what I was expecting to be faced with upon clicking this post, but I wonder if the person who installed the wood, the owner of the truck presumably, wrote that, or if a passerby decided to vandalize their truck by writing on the plank of wood. It was like, instead of someone drawing the dick in the window dust, they were like, I'll just take this Sharpie and write this phrase on here and it'll be great. It also seems like a really, really hazardously low block for the vacuum that you have sticking up. At least lay the vacuum down so that it doesn't fall out. I'm both impressed and confused. Wow, it's Siamese cars. I've never seen this before. Or it's mitosis. Did you know that this is actually how manufacturers make a lot of cars? Is they do vehicle mitosis. In fact, this is even more incredible because we have triple here. This is triple vehicle mitosis. It happens about once every 10,000 vehicle splits at a manufacturing plant. You'll actually end up with a third. And it's a really, really lucky thing for the manufacturer because they save a lot of money when that happens. Because it's expensive to do car mitosis. Cheaper than like just building a new car from scratch. That's why they do it. But then they just get a freebie like every 10,000 or so. So it's pretty good for their profit margins. It's very rare to ever be seen or be photographed. This person had to like do some crazy guerrilla journalism, get behind the lines. Like just, it's beyond what anyone could have ever thought someone could get access to it. And they brought this to you. It's incredible. This is beyond science. I don't know. I mean, we did just witness car mitosis, so that's some beyond science right there. But this, I mean, it's still giving downforce, and this is probably a front-wheel drive car. So, you know what? Ignoring the fact that they probably can't see anything, which is a little bit dangerous, this is probably better than actually having a spoiler on the back. I didn't study enough automobile physics to know this for sure, but my intuition I think that having the additional downforce from a spoiler over the drive wheels is probably the most efficient way to do it. So this is actually better, because if you have the downforce on the rear of the car, presumably it's shifting some of the weight off of the front, which causes the drive tires to have less traction than they would have if you. So really, they're thinking on another level here. It's pretty incredible. Also, I think we've seen this image before. I think we have a winner. Actually, you're in second place for the month. Sorry, almost a winner. That seems so unbelievably unsafe. Oh my God. Someone's gonna just bump into that walking by or not notice it because they're just confused at what they're looking at and then run into it and run right into broken glass. Or you're gonna close the door too hard and it's just gonna shatter the thing. Or you're gonna hit something because you think you can get by, but actually you have a gigantic mirror sticking out of the side of your car. I can't really think of any way that this doesn't end up with broken glass all over the place in a car that's far more damaged than it was before you lost the mirror. How is that staying in place? That's what I'm most baffled by. Like, how is a piece of tape right there holding it together? Whew, it's not even duct tape, dude. That's what's most impressive. That you have, like, packaging tape doing this. And the top of the last month, it has become self-aware. Little baby club. Oh, wow. Alrighty. Hey, man. I guess they're admitting to compensating. That's why they have the lifted truck, is for the little pee-pee club. And they're also part of the SEC Society. So it's cool because they're part of the Securities and Exchange Commission and also self-aware about the little pee-pee club. I'm assuming the SEC Society is not the Securities and Exchange Commission Society. Probably is something else, but I'm just gonna go with they're in the SEC. They audit people, they make sure everything is really above board. And in order to be above board, they have to be above the ground, compensating for things. Also, good lord, that exhaust is absolutely gigantic. It looks like a trumpet. I hope it makes trumpet noises as you drive by. Who needs loud engine exhaust sounds when you can just sound like a trumpet? It's gonna be the new meta soon, I promise. It's picking up steam. Okay, well that's it for the last month of Sheet Connor Mods. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you liked. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch any other of these or just watch other videos on the channel. Subscribe if you're not already. Music, link in the outro description. Also, don't forget, Kane merch. If you know the reference, represent.com/Captain Sparkles. And if not, you should watch live streams. I'll see you later.